Section 17. Laboring for Special Classes.
Working for all classes. Subheading, Preach the Truth to all classes. The gospel invitation is to be given to the rich and the poor, the high and the low, and we must devise means for carrying the truth into new places and to all classes of people. Medical Ministry, page 312, 1899. Subheading, Give them an opportunity to understand. Let none receive the idea that the poor and unlearned are to be neglected. Right methods of labor will not in any sense exclude these. It was one of the evidences of Christ's Messiahship that the poor had the gospel preached to them. We should study to give all classes an opportunity to understand the special truths for this time. Review and Herald, November 25, 1890. Subheading, A Saving Message for Every Soul. Many have a deep sense of need, a need that earthly riches or pleasures cannot supply, but they know not how to receive that for which they are longing. The gospel of Christ is from the beginning to end the gospel of saving grace. It is a distinctive and controlling idea. It will be a help to the needy, light for the eyes that are blind to the truth, and a guide to souls seeking for the true foundation. Full and everlasting salvation is within the reach of every soul. Christ is waiting and longing to speak pardon and impart the freely offered grace. He is watching, waiting, saying, as he said to the blind man at the gate of Jericho, What wilt thou that I should do unto thee? I will take away thy sins. I will wash you in my blood. In all the highways of life there are souls to be saved. The blind are groping in darkness. Give them the light, and God will bless you as his laborers. Letter 60, 1903. Subheading, Plans for the high classes will reach all. Bring your minds up to the greatness of the work. Your narrow plans, your limited ideas are not to come into your methods of working. There must be reform on this point, and there will be more means brought in to enable the work to be brought up to the high and exalted position it should ever occupy. There will be men who have means who will discern something of the character of the work, although they have not the courage to lift the cross and to bear the reproach that attends unpopular truth. First, reach the high classes if possible, but there should be no neglect of the lower classes. But it has been the case that the plans and the efforts have been so shaped in many fields that the lower classes are the only ones who can be reached. But methods may be devised to reach the higher classes who need the light of truth as well as the lower classes. These see the truth, but they are, as it were, in the slavery of poverty and see starvation before them should they accept the truth. Plan to reach the best classes, and you will not fail to reach the lower classes. Letter 14, 1887. Subheading, Converted Talent and Influence. God's servants are not to exhaust their time and strength and work for those whose whole lifetime has been devoted to the service of Satan till the entire being is corrupted. As the outcasts come, and they will come as they came to Christ, we are to forbid them not. But God calls for workers to reach those of the higher classes who, if converted, could in turn work for those of their own standing. He desires to see converted talent and converted influence enlisted in his work. The Lord is working upon men and women of talent and influence, leading them to connect with those who are giving the last message of mercy to the world. Manuscript 6, 1902. Subheading, Paul's methods reached all nations and people. Paul, in his journeys, combined home and foreign missions. Now he is preaching to the Jews in their own place of worship. Now he is preaching to the Gentiles before their own temple and in the very presence of their gods. Nor does Paul proclaim to the Jews a Messiah whose work is to destroy the old dispensation, but a Messiah who came to develop the whole Jewish economy in accordance with the truth. Those of the disciples who carried the word of the truth the widest were ready to stand the test of any interview with those who remained close at home. Here Christianity obtained a decided victory, and the high, elevated stand was taken by the converted Jews that Christianity and salvation were for all nations, tongues, and peoples upon the face of the earth. Letter 17, 1900.